Blessed ones, blessed ones, blessed ones. Thank God for another day. It was a little bittersweet today, the weather, but today was good. I am blessed. No worries, no concerns. I'm not going to be long, I promise. But I want to address church hurt. I want to talk about that. I think that's something that is very common, but not too many people talk about. Shout out to Highly Initiated. But I have grew up in the church. And I've said this many times on the podcast. Sometimes the people who grew up in the church may have it the hardest because we have to kind of always, be a representation, for the name, for the family. And, regardless of whether it's fair or not, this is just certain things that we deal with. But let me just say this. When are you going to stop blaming the pastor, blaming the first lady, blaming the choir director, blaming the deacon, blaming Sister Pew or Brother Pew for why you walk away from God? And I'm not saying that the church will get you into heaven, but I feel like the congregation is your scapegoat. I feel like that the pastor, who is supposed to be a representation of Christ, who is the representation of the body, who is the representation of the Father, you kind of put them together. And the biggest problem is you can't put them together without you having the heart and mind to connect them. We know the word, when two or three are gathered together, I am in the midst. So like I said, I'm not saying that church will get you into heaven, church will save you, but the church hurt that you have, that you've experienced, I'm not saying that it's not valid, because the church do have to take accountability for lying and for deceiving people, but you cannot allow the people of the church to tear you from your walk with God. I was talking to my friend recently, the other day actually. I don't have any church hurt. Because I understand the hypocrisy. I understand the contradiction of a lot of people will preach the good gospel and then they'll be sitting here talking about people. They'll be sitting here doing, sexual immorality, financial burdens, and doing all other type of sin. I am guilty of that. But my thing is, you cannot allow people of the church to deter your walk with Christ. Walk in faith, not by sight. If there's a church that you are disappointed in, if this church has let you down, go to another church. If that church ain't right, go to another church. Keep going. It's been a while since I've actually been into the physical church, but I've been going digitally, and I want to get back inside of a church. But again, when two or three are gathered together, he is in the midst. So if me and my son want to have a church, or me and my mom or my brother want to have a church, we will do that. But my point is, stop blaming the church folk. When you do right, people are going to say stuff. When you do wrong, people are going to say stuff. Put your best foot forward. Follow him. Trust in him. Read your word. Reflect on your word. Meditate on your word. Because if you've been to 2, 5, 8 different churches and you've experienced church hurt in all of them, then it's you. But y'all be blessed. Stay safe, stay productive, and positive. Have a good night.